Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, what's up, buddy?
Hey. Hi. Uh, 1 second, okay?
Yep, you got all the seconds in the world, buddy.
Okay, you have pants on?
Can you not? Yes, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Um, so I'm gonna mute a lot because I'm already crying.
Okay. Why do you get so emotional about this topic?
I don't know. I think it's been like that, like my whole life. Like anytime I met with something like super serious, I just start crying. And I think it's just like a defense mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't do it to make people feel bad for me. I literally just can't control it.
Gotcha. I've actually known somebody like that before. They were really frustrated with it. They wouldn't even necessarily be sad. They would just cry like pretty easily, but...
Yeah, that happens to me all the time. Like, if I'm in social situations and I get nervous because, let's say, there's too many people or it's too loud, I start crying.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is. So, okay, so what's up? What are we talking about here today?
I don't know. Like I said before, I feel like, um, the community that is revolving around politics, like the politic community on Twitch,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really even know about. I thought that, you know, it was just like a couple streamers. I didn't know that it was so many people who like just watch Twitch just to like follow up on that kind of stuff, like world news and stuff. Um, and I grew up in a really like shut-in home. I wasn't allowed to learn about that kind of stuff. I wasn't allowed to have an opinion. My dad was very traditional, like women are to be seen, not heard. Like look at the ground when you're in public and don't like give your opinion.
I'm just curious. What was it like Christian or was it like Muslim or
He
what?
Baptist.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I I wasn't really allowed to learn about like war and stuff, and it wasn't really ever talked about like politics. My dad just was like super Republican, always vote Republican no matter who it is, and leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I wasn't ever really interested in it growing up. I never really like cared to look into any of that stuff. I've never voted before. I didn't really pay attention to politics. Like I don't really watch the news. I still don't really know what's happening, but recently I've been like trying to learn more. Like watching more streams and like watching videos and stuff about certain things. I still don't really know a lot. I don't really know the difference between like I still don't know the difference between the right and the left. I still don't know technically what someone's views are if they're Republican or Democrat. All I know is that it's like the traditional way of thinking is one side, and then
Hey,
I don't
buddy.
really know anything really.
What is how old are you? Just curious.
23.
Okay. I'm just curious, like, why the interest in getting into it now?
Um, After the Royale that I was on with Raj, I felt like a lot of the topics I wasn't able to give like a full opinion on because I felt like I didn't know. So I wasn't comfortable giving my opinion on it, and it made me seem dumb for not understanding. And like, I know I'm not like stupid, I was just not informed.
Sure. Um, okay.
It,
I'm gonna treat
it's
this
like,
like you're being serious, okay? I'm gonna do my
I am.
best. Okay. Um, so I guess, where I guess, I mean, you can start. Where do you wanna start with this conversation?
Like the other day, someone, they started calling me things like I was like dog whistling to other people by sharing memes that I didn't even know had double meanings.
Mm-hmm.
Uh
Do you
like
understand, do you understand the concept of a dog whistle?
yeah, I do now, like after Hassan talked to me about it and I watched like a video on it yesterday and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um but I also feel like people assumed that I knew what it was and they didn't give me the benefit of the doubt,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like they don't give the benefit of the doubt to a lot of people because I talked about it with my community, and no one knew about any of that stuff either. But like as soon as I started talking about it, like Hassan's chat just started like it's like attacking me and like harassing me, almost calling me like a Nazi and like assuming that I knew everything.
Mm-hmm.
I so is that how it is? Are these people actually like that harsh on like apolitical people, or like I don't know anything about that. Like why are they so?
Yeah, so the problem is that like so oh man. Okay, I'm okay. So the problem with a lot of this stuff is that people get basically like people on the left get tricked into being ultra uncharitable to people caught in the crossfire. So this is kind of like oh god. Have you ever heard of the term crypto-fascism?
I mean, I've heard of it. People call me it all the time, but I still don't know what it means.
Yeah, okay. This is an insanely complicated topic, but it'll make sense when I finish doing this, okay? So if you're an extremist on the right and your goal is to push some idea, one of the ways that you try to do that is you push the idea in a way that seems harmless, and it causes two really bad things to happen, okay? One is that people will end up spreading memes and they have no idea what their actual intent are. And two, people will attack those people for spreading memes and they'll ascribe malintent to that person even though they didn't mean it. And the whole goal of like crypto-fascism is to confuse the fuck out of everybody trying to have a conversation. So let's have like a real world example of this. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, it's okay to be white, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, or white lives matter even. So Black Lives Matter starts as a protest, and one way to counter protest, to protest the protest, we could have like a slogan like Black Lives Suck or Black Lives Don't Matter, but the only people that are going to join that are going to be pretty hateful, disgusting people, right? Like you're never going to go very far with that movement. But you could try a counter protest and you could call it White Lives Matter. And then what that does is it gets a ton of people caught up in the middle that really don't understand what's happening. So for instance, a well-meaning person might see something like White Lives Matter and they go, oh yeah, well I think all lives matter. Yeah, that's cool. So like I'm going to take on like it's okay to be white or White Lives Matter or All Lives Matter because that sounds fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But then somebody on the left might see that person and they might think that person knows more than they do. They'll go like, oh, wait, you're just trying to do that because you're trying to muddy the waters. You're trying to get it so people don't know what you're actually saying. And what it causes is it causes people on the left to attack people in the center who have no fucking idea what the fuck is going on. And that kind of like muddying of the waters is the whole goal of creating like that type of meme culture. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but if these people are so like strongly like pushing their own like ideas and like wanting people to get more on their side, wouldn't they not approach people who don't know anything with hate? Wouldn't they want to like try to inform them so that they could get on their side?
That might be the way that like a lefty person would think about it, because lefties are politically ineffective and stupid, but people on the right are much more intelligent with the way that they do political narratives. So for instance,
that what red pilling is?
Red pilling has to do with something different. That's like related to totally different shit. But so like a left-leaning person might think like, hey, I need to convince somebody to come fully on board with this idea and that's going to make the world a better place, blah, 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 blah. People on the right are way more politically effective. What they'll say is, hey, are you familiar with the concept called the Overton window?
No.
So the Overton window is just kind of like a broad sense of like where your politics at in any given country, right? So for instance, in the United States, people would say the Overton window is very far to the right because even our Democrats or the people on the left are pretty far to the right compared to other people around the world. So that's the Overton window. So what people on the right do is they look to make small incremental gains, knowing that even though they're not pushing towards their end goal, they're okay with that because they're slowly moving everybody over to the right. So one way to do that is with like these types of memes, right? Through humor, you kind of normalize bad attitudes. And by getting people to spread your memes and defend your memes, people on the left will attack them, causing those people to shift further right, right? Because if you don't know what the fuck is going on, and you're like, oh, all lives matter sounds fine, and then all of a sudden a ton of fucking lefties are attacking you. It's like, wait, what the fuck? Like, well, this is dumb as fuck. I'm never going to be left. Like, these people are fucking crazy. And it causes everybody to move to the right a little bit because people on the left are very politically ineffective.
Okay.
Did that make any sense, or is that too
Yeah,
much?
no, it does. It
Yeah,
does.
sure. This is kind of why you'll see people on the left will like attack Bernie Sanders because he's not left enough, even though historically like he's pretty fucking left for a political candidate. But people who are literal Nazis will worship Donald Trump because like even though Donald Trump probably isn't, well, he's definitely not a Nazi and he's not super racist, he still moves everybody in that direction, so they understand his usefulness. People on the right are very, very, very good at that. They're very politically effective. Okay, sorry.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean, that was pretty much all I came to talk about. I think chat just made it a lot different.
Sure.
Like, point of the call.
Have you seen do you understand why people don't like Friend World?
Okay. So that whole thing, I found that subreddit like 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
The first like two posts, well, actually, it was a screenshot that I saw of it on Tumblr, because I still use Tumblr, because it's kind of funny sometimes.
Okay.
Where it was like a sad Pepe, and they're saying like, I'm convinced that you guys aren't really my friends, and they were being like positive. So I thought it was just like a dumb, cute little like art art Pepe blog or subreddit.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at it, and I looked at like the first like 5 posts, which were like Pepe like dressed up in pink, and one that was like going to sleep. It was cute. I didn't really think much of it, so I posted on Twitter. I was like, "Good night, friends," because I thought it was cute. And then I talked to Hassan, and he like one of his chat like linked it to him, and said that I like support like Nazis and stuff because of what Friendworld is supposed to mean. Like if I scrolled like further down to posts like a week ago and 2 weeks ago, and so that's where it comes in, where they just automatically assumed I knew, and that's where the whole dog whistling came thing up. But I genuinely I had no idea, and I deleted the post because of it, because I didn't want like people to think that of me. But then they started attacking me for deleting the posts, so
Sure.
there's no winning there.
You can understand like maybe like the confusion though, like if you promoting Friend World. So I don't know your history as much, but like if you're promoting Friend World and you're doing like Nutella blackface and stuff, that like people are going to be pretty skeptical of your initial claims, right?
Right. Well, I get that, but I also don't think that's kind of fair to me, because that picture is, I was 14 and I had a face mask on, and one of my friends in my video call said that it looked like Nutella.
Okay, never mind. I don't care anymore. Okay, I didn't know.
Right, like-
yeah. Oh no, when I asked your age initially, it's because I was trying to figure out like how old you were. If you were 14, I don't care about it. That's really dumb then. Okay, yeah. I didn't know if that was a recent picture or not.
It wasn't. It's from Facebook too. I don't know how people got it off of Facebook, and they're pairing it with chat logs from Overrussell logs from an account that isn't me, and they're claiming that that's why I'm racist, because those things match up, and those chat logs are also from 3 or 4 years ago. And so they're pitting me as not only Nazi because of the Friend World stuff, but also it makes sense of why they would just automatically assume it, because they saw the other logs, and they also assume like I'm just a racist and I'm just all around a shit person because of that stuff.
Sure.
And it's like, what do I do in that situation? If I say I didn't know what Friend World was, they're just gonna say I'm lying.
Yeah, they do, because that's kind of, yeah. The thing that makes it hard too is because like what you're saying is exactly like what a person who's lying would say too, which makes it more complicated. And it requires a lot of work to figure out like if somebody's being genuine or not. Like to be totally honest, like right now I'm still not 100% sure if you're being genuine or not. Like it's really, really, really hard to know. But then on the internet, combine that with the fact that usually people give like zero credit or zero leeway to anybody like making a mistake or doing anything ever. So I mean, it like contributes to a pretty cancerous community. Have you seen like, do you agree that like the Friend World stuff now is like pretty bad, or do you think it's still kind of neutral?
Yeah, I understand it now, like why they like appeal to be that like positive community and like wholesome shit,
Yeah.
but then they like slowly slide in like stuff that is kind of munka.
Sure, yeah.
I get it.
So you've seen like the cookie stuff and whatnot. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Hassan showed me.
Yeah, okay.
Like, it's so weird. I feel like all of this, like, like politics stuff is
Mm-hmm.
like an entire different like underground world, like
It
a way to see everything.
no, and it really is, and it's actually like insanely frustrating and like very fucking confusing. Um, do you know um
Like the clown emote, the honk thing.
yeah, yeah.
Same thing. I had no idea. Like
Yeah,
someone
that's the
posted a GIF in my Discord because we had a thing where you know that meme on Twitter where it's like getting dressed to go out and be rejected by like the fourth guy this month, and it's like someone putting on clown shoes
mm-hmm.
or some shit. Like people in my chat would always say that about me and like meme about it, and so I bought like a like the clown wig and nose thing for when I'm acting like an idiot, or I like someone like calls me out on making a mistake, or if I like die in game prematurely in league, or make a joke that isn't funny,
Mm-hmm.
and I put it on, and they made an emote out of it, and like as fan, one of my good friends, whenever someone would make a joke, he has a horn that he honks, and so I saw the video when I googled it because I was looking up a honk like MP4 sound, but when you type in honk honk, like that's the first video that comes up is like the Pepe meme with the outfit,
Mm-hmm.
and so we called it honk, and then like I didn't watch the video, I was listening to it for the music, and I like put it on my stream, and after the stream and after Hassan like said that that's basically the same thing as friend world, uh like I get the symbolism now and I understand like the video,
Mm-hmm.
but again with my first point, I felt like people just take everything like so out of context and assume the worst. Granted, yeah, they're doing it because of the past and it's easy to, but like how do you come back from that too?
Um,
Like people aren't gonna believe you if you just say you didn't know, right?
yeah, I guess. Fuck, hold on. I'm sorry. Give me, fuck, 1 second. Um, I think that like for stuff like that, I think it's just a matter of time. Like you just have to basically renounce it and then kind of like move forward. Um,
Yeah, I'm trying to, but then they say the same thing because I deleted it.
yeah, well, I mean, you just have like a prepared response. Like I deleted it because I understand what I did at the time and I'm ready to move on from it. Like there are people that are always going to there are people that are always going to hold that against you, right? Like I get attacked by left-leaning communities relentlessly for like being a pedophile and shit. It's like really fucking stupid. But I mean, that's just kind of the reality of like online discourse. Like there's no escaping that, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Like, it doesn't make me want to lead any way. It just makes me not want to get involved in politics at all. Makes me not want to learn or anything.
yeah, I wish I understand, which
Because
is
it's just really harsh.
again is like kind of the goal. Wait, so like, so for the logs for the
Do you want me to show you?
yeah, fuck. Wait, so like on the over Russell logs, is this person not you?
I don't think so. I mean, granted, I do have memory loss from like taking antidepressants, but I know who I am, and I know who I am like without the internet image too, right? And I wouldn't say that. So if I were to go back and look, I mean, I also had a different name in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Emma Adorable, it was Emmia at that point because of the image that Emma Adorable had, so I changed my name because I didn't want to be like a troll anymore.
Sure.
And
Fuck. Okay, hold on.
one
I'm
of my
sorry.
mods-
Wait. Okay.
No.
So like, I'm pretty sure like the M Adorable account. Like, I'm pretty sure this is your account, right?
Yeah, I have an Emma Adorable account, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But is that like the account though?
Yeah,
Hold
this
on, let
one.
me
I'm
look.
pretty
I
sure
haven't
this one
looked
is
in a
right.
while either.
So like, and I've done edgy memes. I'm not trying to like crucify you for stuff you've done in the past or whatever, right? But like, you like spam the N word a couple times and whatnot, right?
I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember, but if I did, like, I would want to apologize for it. Like, who do I like? It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. I'm just but I'm just saying, like, this is kind of like these little things, regardless of what you believe now. And I mean, I've gotten in
Like,
trouble.
I wish I could remember me specifically, like, thinking in my mind that that was, like, the thing to do, and, like, remember, like, typing it in so that I could,
Mm-hmm.
like, look back on the action and say that was stupid and I apologize for it.
Sure.
Does that ever happen to you, or is that only...
No, it does. Ironically enough, it's like, yeah, it's happened to me quite a bit.
Ask her if she remembers talking to Bombed and Pepe.
Because, again, like, I don't see how...
Can't remember.
I don't see how I
Bonus
could
meme
say
wowie.
anything like that. And also, how is that allowed on Twitch? How am I allowed back on Twitch if I said that?
Well, don't you have like 20 banned Twitch accounts or some shit?
No, this is my only account. I've been banned on it several times, but...
Oh. Wait, who
His
was,
name
did you change your
changed.
name from Emma Adorable on Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going back to, I'm gonna assume that everything you're saying is true and in good faith. I mean, like, the best way to move on from stuff like this is, like, there are certain groups of people online. The types of people that are going to attack you for stuff like this are literally never going to stop. Like, people on the left are, like, probably the most vindictive people on the internet. And there's probably no way that you're ever gonna get away from that. So, I mean, it's kind of up to you on how you want to, like, respond or react to that. I mean, like, the best thing that you can do is, like, move forward. And I mean, don't do it anymore. But I mean, like, that's literally the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, give me a second, okay?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Because at first, because I can't remember myself saying that, I thought it was... First of all, I thought it was someone else. I thought it was a different account, right? And then I assumed it was just... It's a case-sensitive account. Like, it's someone... someone's got the capital I
Mm-hmm.
instead of the L at the end. How do you check for that, too?
Well, so I know these are your account because I do,
Okay.
because the place that this pulls logs from, I can check IPs to see who the actual account belongs to. So, like, I'm 100% positive, like, what these accounts are. Yeah. If you tell, like, a story and then, like, it ends up not being true, though, it ends up, like, whether it's because you forgot something or whatever, like, it ends up, like, damaging all your other credibility, right? Like, people are gonna think you're lying about
Yeah, I
literally
know.
everything. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would say, like, the way forward is, firstly, I would never get involved in internet politics because it's literal fucking cancer, and there's, like, so much groundwork you have to do to even be able to have, like, a single conversation. I mean, unless it's, like, what you want to get involved in, which I don't know why anybody would, but if you want to, I mean, you could. But like, the only way that you can move forward is to, like, basically disavow shit in the past, like, oh, hey, I was edgy, I did dumb shit in the past, like, that's my bad, I'm sorry, and then move forward and, like, not do it anymore. And then that's kind of, like, all you can do. There's no way to, like, convince people otherwise. Because, like I said, like, I still get attacked by people on the left for, like, my edgy past. And so it's like there's nothing you can do about it, I don't think. It's just something you kind of have to move forward with.
Yeah. It's just... I don't know. I have to feel, like... I have to stop feeling so sorry for myself.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I get so worked up over people disliking me because of one or two instances with, like, people will like me for, people will not like me for other things that they read on the internet, things that are not true, or things that I can give proof of being, like, not true, like, just rumors or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, actual things that I did wrong, I feel like don't add up to the amount of hate, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, internet communities
I mean,
are never...
when I look at... Well, I get what you're coming at, but
Yeah.
I mean, when I look at other people who, like, do things that are actually against the law, or people who have rough past too, like, I don't know why I feel so sorry for myself too.
I mean, like, I mean, you've been on the internet for a fair amount of time. This is something that you just have to, I don't want to say, like, get over, like, in a negative way, but, like, you have to figure out a way to, like, deal with this, right? Because it's always going to happen, especially as a streamer, right?
Yeah, it just sucks when I'm like trying to make friends and shit or move past things and people don't let me based on, you know, chat logs from 2016 or a thing I did when I was 14. It's like it's impossible. I can't make friends. I can't like have a conversation with you without someone saying that I'm leashing or lying or just a victim Andy or crocodile tears or trying to cry to make people feel bad for me or like I can't like show up on another person's stream. I can't like talk to my friends in my chat without someone just spamming me and saying that I'm racist, or people get nervous and don't want to hang out with me because they get hate messages and they're like, why are you giving a crypto-fascist a platform? Why are you friends with these people? Like all those things too.
Yeah, I mean, I mean that's all you can do. It sucks. There's like nothing you can do against like the mob mentality shit. I mean, like you can be like more vocal about it and say like, I understand I did what I did was wrong, blah blah blah. But there are going to be people that are always convinced that you're lying, and there's just nothing you can do about that. Yeah, I don't know. It sucks, but there's no other answer. I don't think. You should be like, I would say like the majority of the Twitch community is still like pretty far away from like this like heavy like crypto fascist political memery stuff. Like I feel like you should be able to like make inroads with people that don't know about this world of politics, right?
Yeah. I guess so. It's just like the chats and like live stream fails mainly. Reddit posts, like Twitter DMs and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably like peaking right now, but I imagine it'll probably get better in like a few in like a month it'll be less, and then in 6 months it'll be less, and then in a year it'll be less. Like,
Yeah, I just think there's just some people that there's no winning against, and people will say that it's disingenuous of me or shady that I don't answer them, but it feels like I'm defending myself against like people who don't understand that like how long I've been on the internet and how long that I've been like in and out of the spotlight for dumb shit, and how I basically like grew up like learning, changing and stuff. They don't believe that. Never gonna believe it. They're not gonna believe that.
wait, that you literally grew up in what?
On the internet. Like,
Oh yeah, okay.
like constantly like making stuff and having my own viewership and stuff. I mean, as of my entire life, and those being the big mistakes that I made, and those being like the ones that were aired in public and stuff, like it feels kind of useless to try and defend myself against those people who are never going to listen to me or just discredit everything I say because of things they read on the internet, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean,
there's nothing you can do at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the frustration. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, it's really rough. You kind of just have to make the decision to like step forward. I mean, there's no easy way through like internet mobs. There's not. I can't say any like shortcut or any like easy way to deal with it or to get people to not believe a certain thing. It's just, I mean, like I said, I can't even do it with myself. So, and that's with like a whole body of like lefty SJW progressive work. It doesn't even work for me. So.
Okay, I'm not trolling you, and this is gonna sound really dumb, but can you explain something to me?
What's up?
What the fuck is a SJW? Because everyone always says that, and they're just like, they just say that people are that, but they never tell me like what the fuck it means, and I never bothered to look it up.
So like SJW is like people. Do you know what progressive means?
Yes.
Okay, so people that have like progressive social positions are people.
Ask her if she knows the difference between
people on the right. Call them SJWs, like social justice warrior. Where the meme is like, oh well, if you're fighting for social justice, you're just like a virtue signaling social justice warrior, and you don't actually care about the issues, or you're too like adamant about it, or you're trying. There's a whole bunch of other like dumb baggage that goes along depending on who you talk to. But basically, SJW is just it's a way to like make fun of people on the left, I guess, that have a certain political positions.
So that's all they do is they just like, ugh, that reminds me of something that Hassan said too
What?
about people. They don't really like have like those people don't really have an argument. They just kind of just throw that word.
Oh, SJW?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. People do it on both sides. Yeah. That's internet discourse is fucking cancer. Like,
Yeah.
are you? When did you start streaming again?
Again, like recently.
Yeah, like weren't you? Didn't you stream a little bit in the past, and then
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
Yeah, I had a ban, a year long ban. It just got over in January.
Were you banned for a year?
Can I say it on stream? Like what I said? I'll
Well,
try
wait,
to make
no.
no, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Obviously, I'll make like a. I'll change the words.
Okay.
I'll make a example. My friend was getting a lot of subs,
Mm-hmm.
and I started like a sub trade, and I was like, if this guy gets 1,000 subs, I'll do a backflip, and then we started saying this meme where, I mean, fuck, how can I say this? I'll just type it to you, yeah?
Sure. Oh, gotcha. You got a
Yeah,
year ban for that?
yeah, it was taken completely out of context. Like after that, I kind of realized that it can be taken as something else, and I was like, Chad, I was just kidding, like I'm sorry if anyone actually subs for that reason. It was just a joke.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that wasn't enough. There was a staff in the chat, and I got banned for a year. And like during the year, like, people posted on Reddit and said things that aren't true. They said, hold on, I'll tell you. You see?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
What were your other bans for?
The first ever ban I had was from Leafy.
She was
It
shitting
here.
on
He was in my
Bombgen
Discord
3
call with
years
me,
ago in
with
chat, and
Brittany
she
Venti.
doesn't know what SJ does.
And I don't know if Brittany was banned on the platform at the time, but they were both in my Discord call. And Leafy said, can you say this on stream?
I probably wouldn't, just to be safe.
Okay, well, he said that,
Uh-huh.
and I got banned for a year. That was my first ever ban. I was banned for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said that. And they said it was banned for, obviously.
Yeah. You got banned for a year from that?
Yeah. I got banned for harassment because I had after that, I think this was a long time ago. This is like 4, 5 years ago, maybe 4.5, maybe 4. Where I was banned for harassment because a girl was flaming me in my league chat, and I went into her stream and I did it back.
Gotcha.
Yeah, my fault. After that, I like messaged her on Twitter, and I tried to talk to her, and I apologized, and it was just a heat of the moment thing. It was stupid of me. I got banned for streaming while driving because this is when the IRL streaming just got announced. Like it just got added to the platform. And when we were at a stoplight and I went to fix my camera, the light turned green, and I had my phone in my hand while we were still driving because I had to find a spot to pull over. And since I had my phone in my hand while I was driving, they took that as streaming while driving.
Gotcha.
So I got banned from that. I got banned because
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, they started doing that.
Yeah, because they started doing it, and I got got.
Yeah.
So that
Damn.
was another one. I think that one was 6 months.
How do you keep getting unbanned? Who unbans you so many times?
Dude, okay, so this is there's the thing. If my bans were really as bad as people are saying they were, or why would I be unbanned, right? How could I get unbanned so many times? Uh I was talking to someone. I also don't know if I could say this on stream. This is why I wanted to talk to you off stream.
Gotcha.
I was talking to someone like that, and they said,
Wait, I'm curious. Hold on. Okay, okay. Interesting.
so that's why I can't get partnered. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. There's usually like some period, like a year or whatever, depending on who you talk to, but yeah.
But apparently I still have some from the Leafy thing. And stuff that doesn't have the proof and whatever.
Sure.
Which sucks, but I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I can just not get strikes in the future.
Yeah, pretty much is all you can do, yeah.
Which I don't plan on it. I feel like I'm really self-aware now. Like I'm very cautious. The reason why it was so different for me in the past is because I didn't really care about online stuff. I kind of just assumed that, like,
It would just
if
go
at
away.
any point, yeah, no. If at any point the online sorry, what is wrong with me? Why do I cry so much?
I don't know, some people just get it.
Dude, I fucking hate that so much. Sucks. Like, I wish I could just be, like, have a normal conversation. I just kind of assumed that if it got too much, if it got, like, out of too much to handle, because at the time, like, I did Twitch as my, like, side thing, and I didn't really care about my image. I didn't really care about Twitter. I didn't care about the people I pissed off or the people I used or how they felt or anything, because I was just using it as a joke. I was just, like, some edgy little iDubbbz fan, right? I didn't really care about Twitch or Twitter or anything. I made the videos and then I logged off, and that was pretty much it. But over time, when I started, like, caring more and making it like a career and stuff, like, my view is completely different. And I kind of get now. I mean, I understand why it was so bad to do that in the past, and those people that I fucked over and hurt, like, I tried my best to reach out and apologize and all that stuff. It's just, I think the internet thinks I owe them an apology too for making them read that stuff even though they weren't involved. You know, since the apologies weren't public, it means that I never did it at all, apparently. But like I said before, at the time I didn't care. I didn't care about my online image, but now I'm so self-aware, and I'm like, that's why I think I cry so much, because I'm so nervous.
Making her cry, Squad W.
Gotcha. Do you wanna I don't know if you wanna do this. Do you want to go over, like, I just see, like, a lot of people doing a lot of, like, random fucking shit. Have you heard of, like, so someone is saying you moved in with 2 girls in California, didn't pay rent, stole their clothes, and then their iPhone, and then you left them.
Okay. Oh my god, the generalization about that. The 2 girls, I don't know if I can name them because obviously they're not in all of this drama anymore, and I don't want to pull them back in. They offered me a place to stay. They said I didn't have to pay rent. I offered multiple times, and since I couldn't, they weren't letting me pay, and they were saying it's fine, it's on us, it's whatever, just do what you need to do and stream. Because I was doing streaming at the time, and I was making like 500 a week for 10 hours streaming on their site, trying to get their site to take off. LOL. So they're like, just do your thing, and then that's pretty much it. And it wasn't uncommon for them to do that. They always had people at their house, and they were always helping people. They were very generous. So instead of doing that, I paid for the groceries. I did their like electric bill because I was using their water bill because I was showering. Anytime they needed to go out, I offered, to pay for food, stuff like that. Never once did they say that I could, cut in part of the rent. I think that was because they didn't want me to think that I had an obligation to stay there, Because pay rent, like you kind of like you cause that argument. Well, I get to live here now, or something like that. Or
Yeah,
I just
you can't kick the person out as easily. Yeah.
Right. I come to the part where I started feeling used because then they started expecting me to pay for things. And the thing with the phone, I just explained this on stream earlier today because someone asked it. The girl had a phone on her dad's phone plan, and she wanted to take her phone off the phone plan because her father kept threatening to shut her phone off and stuff like that. Something about how like her dad was like making it up to some past stuff by helping her and paying for it. So I offered to put her phone on my plan, and before we did that, we did a thing where you could do 2 phones for 1 deal, where you put them both on the same plan, and you only have to pay for the phone service. You don't have to pay for the phone itself. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like the device itself. You don't have to pay for the second device. It's free.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So after we did that, we took both of the phones off her dad's plan, and I put them on my plan, and I paid for her phone bill the entire time that I lived there. Anytime her phone, like, at the end of the month, I paid for both of us, and it was like that for like 2 months. We started fighting a lot, so I moved out, and I took her phone off the plan, which basically shut her phone off, and she blamed me for that. Said that it was rude of me, but I'm not gonna pay for your phone if I don't. We're not friends anymore, right?
Gotcha.
And since I took the extra phone with me, which was basically my phone, because it was 2 phones, I've always paid for that phone. It was always mine. People are saying now, she went on and said these things like, I never paid rent, and I took one of the phones. And it's like, you said I didn't have to pay rent. I paid for everything else, and the phone was mine from the beginning. I paid for all of those things. After that, like, first came out, this was 3 or 4 years ago, as well. After that first came out, I went to Twitter and I posted all the receipts from Verizon, all the times I ever paid for the phone, the fact that the phones are in my name. I showed both of the phones, like, all of the bills I've ever paid in my name. Like, I proved everything. And I guess that since it's still on the internet from when it happened, people still think that it's my fault.
Gotcha.
Like, I will own up to hurting other people, but that whole entire thing was nothing.
Okay.
I don't see any. I don't see the problem with that one.
All right, here we go. Another screenshot from chat. The trial of Emmia. There you go. What do you got?
Never tweeted. Oh my god. Okay, so that's my ex. He worked for Milo. He was a Breitbart editor. Yeah. Again, I don't remember typing that, and I also don't remember tweeting a picture of him. I probably did tweet a picture of him, but I anything that I would have said, I didn't take. I don't think I meant it in a harsh way. It could have been something he said. I also wasn't really into politics ever. I didn't have any harsh beliefs or anything like that. Everything that I ever said online or ever thought was purely based on what he would tell me.
Imagine
Because
this being a
that was
vegan
just his
discussion.
beliefs. And I've also haven't seen that screenshot since. That's a really long time ago.
Sure.
Well, no, it was 2017. Wow. Oh, this feels so weird. Also, I want to apologize for things that I've said that could hurt someone. But I don't want to do it on your stream because I'm not apologizing to you, right?
Sure.
I'm apologizing to those people.
Yeah, I understand.
So I feel like it would be
Disingenuous.
Yes. If I were to do that just because I'm like on the stream.
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to bring up, or do you think we're good for now?
No, I just wanted to talk about like my original point. But I also don't want to make your stream like all about me anymore. And
No, it's fine. What was the
I would talk about it on my stream. Like I don't want to.
No, it's fine. At the very least, my people like listening to this shit, so it's whatever. What for the original
they're
stuff?
the ones that told me to call you about everything. We're just gonna talk off stream about it, but
Sure. For the original stuff, what did we cover most of that ground?
yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Fuck. I don't know what to say. Good luck. It's really, really, really hard to get this stuff like off of you, or maybe even impossible. But I mean, you just kind of have to keep moving forward and then not doing what you did before anymore. I mean, that's really all you can do, right?
Yeah, true. So basically, TLDR, you said don't get into politics.
I mean, unless you're like really ready to jump into it, yeah, I wouldn't, because it's insanely like the conversations are so convoluted online now. It's like it's even for people like even people. Do you know like who ContraPoints is? Have you ever heard of? There's like there are people that are like super involved in it that will admit as much. That will say like, yeah, this is like incredibly fucking complicated, and it's like really difficult to figure out like a lot of the shit that's going on. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, hey, I'll keep in touch on Discord, all right?
Thanks. Yeah, call me after stream too.
Yeah, sure thing. Have fun. Peace out.
Thanks.
Do you actually believe she wasn't lying? I mean, there's always a possibility, but I mean, like, what's the goal? What's the purpose of assuming she's lying now? Like, if she does more like weird crypto-fascist shit in the future, then I call her out on it. But I mean, if she doesn't, like, there's not really much to gain from like holding somebody to screenshots from like years ago. Her boyfriend worked for Milo and she grew up on the internet and she doesn't know what an SJW is. I mean, like, this does happen, right? Like, people do date political people that have no fucking idea, like, about shit related to politics. Like, I mean, like, you could probably ask, fuck, I mean, I had a kid with Rachel and she probably doesn't know half the political shit I talked about. My fucking normie friends know what SJWs are. That's because you probably don't have normie friends and you probably don't even know what a normie is. To you, a normie friend is probably somebody that like plays console instead of PC, right? Like, I'm like 99% certain that if I were to go and ask Rachel or any of her friends who's actually a normie, do you know what an SJW is? They'd be like, I have no fucking idea what the fuck is an SJW. That like you're so deeply embedded in like online culture and community that you can't even fathom that there exists a world like where people have no fucking idea like what an SJW is. My college roommates who don't play games know what an SJW is. Your college roommates at Ohio State University? Like, again, like, come on. Like, what do you mean? Like, you're selecting for, like, the probably the most, like, the highest echelon of society. OSU is not the highest by any means. OSU is a decent school, isn't it? A public state school. Oh, so OSU is shit. So MrMouton, the same guy that cried, that I defended when people in chat like, OSU is a shit school to fucking meme me. You're like, what do you mean? OSU is a good school. Now you're going to tell me it's a shit school to win an argument? Okay, dude. OSU is a decent fucking school. Chill. Calm down. OSU is complete dog shit? Okay, all right. Well, I'll remember that the next time you cry about somebody shitting on your fucking, the next time somebody shits on you for your fucking psych degree. It's not upper echelon of society. I don't think the average person in society is going to like fucking like OSU. Like, by your definition, a 20-something extremely online person is in the upper echelon of society in terms of like being like politically aware. Probably, yeah. What's up?
Okay. I have some actual serious questions for you, just really quickly. Do you actually buy into the amnesia stuff?
To some extent, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know if she has fucking, like, SSRI amnesia, but, like, if you were to start pulling up logs of, like, random shit that I've typed in chat rooms, like, years ago, it's entirely possible that I won't fucking remember, like half the shit I fucking said.
Totally get that. By the way, there's a gigantic difference between someone like yourself who has openly said and admitted that they have done terrible things or said terrible things and is repenting for them, even to this day. So that is completely different. It's completely different than someone who's like, oh yeah, I don't remember any of the racist things that I said in the past. And also all of these other examples, like dating a Milo Yiannopoulos writer, taking a photo of that Milo Yiannopoulos writer as late as like last year or 2 years ago. And then saying that, get wrecked illegals or whatever. I'm actually
just because you date somebody doesn't mean you have to be like a politically aware person. Half the people I've dated probably won't know 95% of the shit that I talk about. I doubt Teresa knows that much about politics. I know that the Japanese girl I dated probably doesn't know that much about politics. Like, I know Rachel sure as fuck doesn't know fuck all about politics. Like, just this idea that, like, just because you date somebody, now you're, like, super politically aware is totally fantastical. It's not true.
Okay, except... Did any of those examples of those people, would any of them engage in the same kind of memes as frequently as this person that we're talking about? Because I gave this person
I guess,
the benefit
like,
of the doubt
this is
originally,
really disappointing to me because what you're doing is the exact goal of the people that start these memes. Like, you are the end result of, like, crypto-fascism. You realize that, right? Like, what everyone in chat is doing right now is the entire goal of the people that start to spread these memes. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you 100% that, oh, no, she's definitely 100% genuine. She's not trolling. There is a chance that she's trolling. But, I mean, in terms of, like, her story matching up with everything else so far, I mean, it works for the most part. Like, it kind of does. But this idea that you, like, relentlessly fucking shit on, also hilarious that this is what you go in on while defending the fucking tarot card reader. But the idea that you would, like, relentlessly shit on somebody that's engaged in, like, dumb fucking meme culture for a while because they don't know what the fuck it means is literally exactly the point of things like all lives matter. Like, you understand that, right?
Yes, which is precisely why, like I said, I gave her the benefit of the doubt while I was originally having a conversation with her. But after seeing her reaction, I feel a little bit like I was baited.
What is the reaction that you see that makes you feel baited?
Because there's a difference between someone who's like, yeah, now that you have described to me what Friend World is multiple times across multiple different platforms, now that you've described to me purposely, I mean, what crypto-fascism is, I actually feel as though that was bad. I can understand why it would look bad given my recent history, instead of denying every single thing.
Wait, but that's literally what she just said to me.
Hold on, let me finish. If she said, these are all the things that has happened, I'm really sorry for them. I now understand that those things were actually racist, and I'm trying to do better, and I'm trying to learn. I would be 1,000% more open-minded as I defend you every single day. I literally fucking emailed the BuzzFeed writer who only gave you a byline of Destiny got banned from Twitter for saying hate speech. Like, I literally, that's entirely different than saying, oh yeah, I don't remember any of this stuff. So yeah, I get it. It wasn't me. First she said it wasn't me. Then she said she doesn't remember any of it.
So let's look at the
giving up on.
So here there are two stories. Okay, I'm a big fan of Occam's razor. It's not always true, but there are two stories. One, in one world, she engaged in dumb fuck memery online, which is the stated goal of crypto-fascists, which both of us here understand. Okay, so like one is the stated goal is we make memes to obfuscate what we're really talking about, to suck normies into this, to get them to do it, and she fell into that and she did it like an idiot. Like, or like somebody that doesn't know what the fuck is going on, and then that's what she did. And now that she's gotten caught on it, and now that she's like, oh fuck, this is horrible, you know, like she's trying to either walk it back, or in some case she doesn't want to acknowledge it because she's fucking weird. There's that world. Or in the other world, she is a mastermind, absolute like crypto-fascist god that comes on and is capable of tricking all of these people, crying and making up all of these stories, and it just so happens that we accidentally linked pictures of her when she was fucking 14 to try to show she was racist, and all of this other shit. Is like, come on, like what's more likely? Like, I feel like the people that I'm talking to right now, and I understand that.
I don't think she's a crypto-fascist fucking god, dog. I'm just saying you need to look. Like I said, if she didn't have such glaring holes in
wait, like what is the glaring holes?
Like, I mean, she literally lied about saying those things. And then when she was pushed further with the IP thing, she was like, oh yeah, well, I might have said those things, but it was of an amnesia. And these instances go back all the way to last year. So obviously,
what is the instance from last year?
Her openly not admitting these things and apologizing for them shows me that she's not interested in redemption, but more so just interested in maybe some clout, and that she's not interested in actually changing her mind. Now, obviously, I'm not the person who wanted to fucking immediately cancel her. I literally yelled at my community and even members of your community who called me a fucking idiot for not immediately calling her a Nazi. So for you to turn around and get triggered this way as though I'm like saying some insane shit is crazy to me.
Okay.
Do you not agree with like I'm?
I like the same like where this discourse is like where the discourse is like right now like neither of us are budging. I am 100% confident, and I would bet my life and the life of my child on it, that if I were to bring my mom on here without introducing you to who she was, and I were to have a 30-minute conversation, every single fucking crazy fucking progressive lefty in my chat would be 100% convinced that my mom is alt-right. They would know it 100%. They would, because she does every dog whistle. She shares every fucking meme. You can go onto her fucking Twitter right now, and it would be indistinguishable from somebody on the alt-right. But I know that she's not.
Racist, isn't she? I'm not saying she's alt-right.
Wait, my mom is a what?
Isn't your mom racist?
No.
Have you said that before?
I've explicitly said that she's not. She'll be nice to every black person. She tells you to love every person you see. She's fucking Hispanic. She talks in Spanish to all the fucking Cubans, blah, blah, blah. But her policy positions are indistinguishable from racist people, right? This is the goal. This is why people on the right are so fucking politically effective. Because while you guys on the left are fucking crucifying me because I'm not a full-on fucking socialist, people on the right will gladly hop on board with people like my mom who have no fucking idea what they're doing and spreading their same type of political messaging. Like, these are literally stated, I feel like a crazy person right now. These are literally stated goals. We've all read these fucking Reddit posts for how people on the right will get other people to champion their positions unintentionally. And now we're going to sit here and pretend like it doesn't happen? Like, all of these people must be racist, bad faith, Nazi fucking actors?
I'm not saying that, Destiny. I'm not even saying that she's on the same wavelength as like an alt-right
so why not give her the benefit of the
doubt?
Because you're making it sound like she's like literally lying and obfuscating everything she does. Why not just give her the benefit of the doubt and say, oh yeah, she probably did a bunch of dumb fucking edgy shit?
She didn't apologize, and she didn't even admit to wrongdoing, which is indicative that
she said she doesn't
interested in actually redeeming herself.
Then when she's scheduled,
interested in playing the victim. Literally, the reason why I was nice to her originally and tried to get her position, like her full perspective, was exactly for this reason. I was like, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, and I want to understand. If she came out of the gates and said, I'm really sorry, I said these things, and there are a lot of things that are untrue about me on the internet. Like,
but I mean, like, even when she went far enough to like delete shit, like. You like now people are like, oh well, she's just trying to hide it. Like, you realize that people in this position, there's like nothing you can do, right? Like,
what? No, there are things that you can do in this position. I've said dumb shit in the past. You've said dumb shit in the past. We have apologized for it, and our current behavior obviously is indicative of the fact that we have redeemed ourselves, or we have understood the faults of our previous actions. That is my main point here. If she had turned around and said, I'm sorry, I would have been like, yeah, that's fine. That's understandable. And I would have loved to go in further and explain to her maybe why, like what the damaging elements of her positions were. Am I being crazy for this? I feel like if anyone else had done this, I don't know. I feel like you wouldn't have given any ground on it.
Except I do all the fucking time. I know that you guys are indistinguishable from differentiating your own fucking retarded positions from what I blink. But even when it came, even when it came to Irish Laddie, you can go back in the VODs and I'll give $1,000 to every person check. Even when it came to Irish Laddie, I literally said like the next day that I don't give a fuck if Irish Laddie does online content. I don't care if he comes back to my community. Like, I'm fine with that. I just wanted to realize what he did was wrong, and like in a couple months or whatever, I'll probably unban him and he can come back. No, I'm not the same type of insanely fucking vindictive person that like everybody on your side of the internet is. I don't do that. I never engage in that. I never have and I never will.
I'm not either. If I was that person, don't you think that I would have attacked her immediately?
Okay, so then I don't give a fuck about screenshots or logs from her from fucking 2 or 3 years ago about shit she said. If she comes on now and she wants to be like, oh, well, fuck, you know, this is dumb shit and I'm done with it. Like, if they're done with it, then put it in the past and fucking move on. Why continue to push people further to the...
So, wait, okay, let's talk about that then. Out of her statements, what made you feel like she felt like what she had said in the past was bad?
It's pretty reasonable.
That she had said those things.
I mean, I feel like she pretty much said that, like, she was, I don't remember specifically which parts, but yeah, it sounded like she said she was sorry that she did it. She didn't want to apologize to everybody on my fucking stream. Here, okay. Oh my god, this is a fucking mistake.
By the way, crying is one thing, and it definitely is effective. I mean, it worked on me as well.
There
you
are
could be
people that
crying
do
because
that.
You feel like you've gotten outed, or you could be crying because you feel threatened.
Or there are
Doesn't mean
people that
you're
just cry a lot when they
upset.
talk.
No, I know. I'm just talking to like members in your community right now who are like, she cried, which means she apologized. Like that doesn't mean she's apologetic. I don't think she actually. I don't think she actually said, "Here are the things I said. It was fucked up, and I understand, and I'm trying to do better, and I'm trying to move beyond that."
Okay, good luck.
That's all I'm looking for, and I think that.
All right, go get him.
And
Good
I
luck.
think that her
This
dodging
fight
all
is
of these
exactly
things
why she gets
is
kicked out of
what's the right
every
word? An
community.
abdication of responsibility,
She thrives
and
on this
indicative that
drama.
she is not interested in changing her behavior.
That's not true. I think it's actually kind of responsible of me to take my actions into my own hands and not just apologize because I'm being oppressed on stream. I'm not going to sit here and apologize just because people are attacking me and make it seem disingenuous, because who am I apologizing to? People who already think poorly of me? People who aren't going to take my my genuine apology? I'm going to first apologize
Do
to
you not
people
understand who you're supposed to be apologizing to for saying the
yes,
N-word with the hard R multiple times?
I'm going to go on after all of
people
this
that
is
might have been
settled.
victims
Can I
of
talk at all?
racism because you
Can I talk?
perpetuated you. By the way, this is a good conversation to
No,
have. I
let me
think.
talk. Let me finish.
Okay, finish.
After all of this settled, after things were gonna lay low a bit, I was going to either go live and explain to my community first that stuff happened in the past that I want to apologize for, because I don't want people to see me as that anymore, and I don't want to advocate for that stuff anymore, and I don't want to represent that stuff. Then I was going to talk about it on Twitter. I wasn't going to make Destiny's stream all about me. I'm not going to use Destiny's platform as a way for me to apologize, because you know how disingenuous that is? Why should I wait until this exact moment to apologize for those things? Just because I'm being pressed on it?
I don't
Just
know,
because I got
because you were
exposed on
talking
it?
about it.
Just because I'm in the light?
Talking about it multiple times. You talked about it on my platform as well. You talked about it with
Yeah,
Destiny's
but that's
platform.
different. You
And instead of
literally
saying, like,
pressed
oh,
me
those
on
are
things
my
I didn't even
statements.
understand.
Instead of admitting that those are the things that you said, you tried to lie about. You tried to hide the truth. You tried to lie and say that those weren't your statements. And then when you got called out on those lies, you continued by saying, "Oh, I must have had amnesia."
Never lied.
Don't you think that comes across as a little disingenuous?
No, because antidepressants do give you memory loss. It's not amnesia.
Okay, memory loss. Oh, all right.
Like I said before, I don't think I can. I don't think I can imagine myself saying those things. It's not me saying like I never said that. Never said that. I never said that. Like I could say right now that I never said that. Like I didn't come out so strong-willed and say like I would never say that. I'm not that kind of person. Blah blah blah. Like I said that I don't think I can see myself saying that. If he presses me and says like, no, you actually did say that. That's different.
Okay. Do you want to intervene here, Destiny, or are you good on that?
No,
You
go
think I'm
hit
being
him up,
ridiculous?
dude. Go
What?
get him.
It's not a go get him situation. I already mentioned my point. I don't need to like reiterate it over and over again. There's like literally no reason to. She doesn't think that she doesn't feel the need to say that.
Okay, here's the question. Wait,
I mean,
wait, Emmia, do you think you did wrong stuff? Do you think that you've done stuff
Yes.
that? Okay. Do you think that posting on Friend World is bad? That it's like a neo-Nazi place? You probably shouldn't promote it.
I don't promote it. I'd never posted on there. I posted 2 memes from that onto my Twitter. A lot of people don't even know what Friend World was. My community had no fucking idea.
Okay.
After he told me what it was and what it
Wait,
stands
there
for,
are
I
actual
deleted the
posts on
post.
4chan saying that your stream is like a safe space for people like that. I don't know if you're aware of this, and I'm not holding
No,
you
I'm not
responsible
aware
for
of
it, but like, just understand that like other people do know on your stream that is literally a safe space for people like that and people that have those sort of opinions.
What am I supposed to do about that? I had no idea about any of
Past
that.
fucking 2 weeks, all they has done is
Am I
trying
supposed
get
to
attention
like
from
scope the
big
internet for
streamers.
people saying those things?
No, don't
I
act
don't
like you're-
promote.
I'm just saying, like, don't act like you're innocent of this. I'm trying to tell you.
Innocent of
You admit
dog
if you
wrestling
admit
that
to this
claim I
stuff,
did?
if you admit to this stuff, and I'm not like other leftists, or I don't, and Destiny certainly is not like other leftists, but if you admit to your wrongdoing in the past, and then say, look, I understand now after talking to a bunch of these people that crypto-fascism works in this nefarious way, and paired up with my obviously awful past, or the things that I've done and the things that I feel upset
I literally
about.
said that on Destiny's stream earlier.
what?
Exactly what you're saying. I said I can see how those things tie in. I can see how people think that, like, the opposite. I literally said all of the things that you're saying.
Okay. It just seemed a little strange to me that you
I said
were
I didn't want to promote it anymore. That's why I deleted it.
It just seemed a little strange to me that you did not admit to any of those things a minute ago with Destiny when you were having that conversation.
I mean, I feel like she more or less did though. That's.
What?
I feel like she more or less did.
What do you mean more or less? Am I being fucking gaslit by everyone?
I don't know. Go back and look through the logs. I feel like when I brought up like the friend world shit, she acknowledged earlier, like, oh yeah, that's like I see how that's like some Nazi tier shit, etc. I feel like she literally said that earlier. Am I crazy?
No, she said that, but I'm talking about like why it would look bad with 50% of the conversation surrounding what she's done.
We
in the
literally
past.
talked about that too. I'm like, do you see when people have like the N word in your logs, etc., why people would think that like maybe you're like grifting or whatever? Like we literally had this conversation.
And we said yeah, and there's nothing you can do about it because the past exists. And I can't. There's nothing,
Okay, but you didn't admit to the past existing until you were pushed on it, and you consistently did not.
That's not true.
And now you are, which is great, and I'm glad, and I hope you are actually sorry for the things that you might have
you're
said.
forcing
But when you first
things.
joined the conversation, Emmia, the first thing you said was, "Who am I supposed to apologize to?" Which is indicative that you don't understand what the impact of your wrongdoing is.
No,
I mean,
was
it just
asking
seems like
you
a pointless cyclical
theoretical question.
conversation at this point, but. I mean, I don't know what we were supposed to even talk about more.
I wasn't asking in general who am I supposed to apologize to. I was asking you. Who do you think I should apologize to?
Oh, okay. So that was a
wasn't
genuine question. It wasn't like a defense.
No, because I already know who I have to do to. But I wanted to see what you had to say, like what you think is correct.
There's no reason for us to further continue this conversation.
And I told you
But
exactly
yes.
what I was going to do. At first, I was going to apologize to the community, people who actually support me, not people who are against me for everything that I do, so that they know. And then second, I was going to go to the public with it. I'm not going to do it on Destiny's stream. I mean, I'm sure you're reading his chat. Like, they're already all against me. There's nothing I could say that could possibly get them to stop.
They're not against you because of things you might have said in the past. They're against you for not admitting those things and
Well,
seemingly
maybe once they
not
read
feel
the
bad
public-
about those things that you've said. Admitting to those things and claiming that you had short-term memory loss because of SSRIs. In all of those numerous instances where you said the N-word or all these other times is
Wait, how many wait, hold on, I'm really curious because I've seen the chat logs the one time
Yeah,
like 2
it was
years ago.
one time.
How many other
Where's
times
the
were
numerous?
I mean, there's like an at Leafy is here where you call him the N-word
That's
on various
that's not
different
even
platforms.
My
Like,
wait, you're taking an account called Dicks Out for Harambe, and you think that's me just because it's the same.
what account is Dicks Out for Harambe? What are you talking about? Also,
That's
Wait,
where
link the
that
Twitter
screenshot comes
link the
from.
Twitter screenshot. Let's see it. Link the Twitter screenshot, boys.
I would also like to see it if someone can link it to me.
Oh yeah, the Twitter account is Dicks Out for Harambe.
Yeah, that's not fucking me.
okay, so you remember. All right, never mind.
Well, obviously, because that's a common thing that people try to say that I do. I haven't heard of the over Russell logs, and
I've also had people tell me that I literally, back in the StarCraft 2 days, that I said the N-word constantly. I've had so many people tell that to me. I even put a $1,000 challenge out to see if somebody could link a single thing, but people, even regardless of that, people still say that I said the N-word a ton back in my StarCraft 2 days, and I never did. Or like I did one time in a game as a joke to Huck because Orb got banned for it. But people still say that about me. Oh, actually, that Twitter account still exists.
Yeah, I see it.
Starting to feel like an internet hate mob a little bit in here. Oof, I don't know.
Dude, there's always, by the way, there's always going to be fake shit. I completely understand that.
Okay, sure, but like we've got an Immature album.
Even in my statement, I said, paired up with a lot of the fucking incel rage when we were talking earlier before Emmy even joined the call, paired up with a lot of the incel rage, there's going to be some truthful things that she has done and then some things that she hasn't done. And together it's going to make it look fucking terrible. But openly admitting the things that you have done that are bad and saying like I am trying to get better is entirely different than just straight up saying, oh, I selectively don't remember these parts, but I selectively remember these parts.
You do understand
as
with
long
that.
as like new information keeps coming out of
Okay,
your past,
I'm pretty sure. Okay, so here's the question. I'm pretty sure that like I'm pretty sure that
with more new information that comes out, you keep saying like, oh well, that was a time I didn't remember either, or this was a time I didn't remember either, and it just seems disingenuous.
So you think that it's just a fake excuse that I genuinely don't remember some things that I've tried to push out of my brain because of like toxic situations or stuff that I just don't remember based on how long ago they were, or like things that have happened after that overtake it. Like you don't think that I ever exists ever? That's just not a thing.
I think that people can absolutely be socially conditioned into thinking awful things, obviously. And I think that people should always have a chance to redeem themselves. But that redemption process starts with admission. And if there is no admission and you consistently defend yourself and try to protect your reputation by claiming that you didn't ever do these things, then that makes me feel like you're not interested in redemption at all.
But when did I ever say exactly that? I've never done that. I would never do that. I said I don't see myself doing it because I didn't see myself doing it.
Don't you think that that comes across as a little disingenuous, though? That you're saying that you don't see yourself as doing it when there's so many instances, when there's so much evidence against it. Some of it is fake, surely, but a lot of it is real. A lot of it that you literally said wasn't even you, and then had to admit when forced into a corner.
No, I see it as that a lot of the things that I think now and the things that I am for now are changed. And given if I was in that situation now, I don't see myself saying those things. I don't see myself.
Good. That's very different than claiming that you never said any of those things, or that you had short-term memory loss because of SSRIs, when those things may or may not have been said after being pushed into a corner to have to admit that you had said those things.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good start, and I want to believe you. I have no interest in like fucking canceling you or some shit.
Do you
I don't
know,
give a
because
fuck.
you didn't respond to any of my DMs and you just came on Destiny's stream to just kind of like talk about
Because I was going through all the stuff while half of Destiny's community was calling me a fucking idiot for not immediately calling you a Nazi, and then now Destiny having this conversation with you has forced my hand to be like, what the fuck are you doing? I know that he normally is way more meticulous and avoids like logical inconsistencies like this when he's debating other people. So I was just trying to figure out what was going on.
That's not true. Not against fucking normies that have like fallen into some dude. Like, oh my god.
I guess I just don't believe like how much of a normie Emmia is.
Okay, so like I literally take these positions.
I
think that you're projecting like the cancel culture or whatever you guys do onto me so hard. Like I'm trying to think of like hold on, because I'm trying to think of like no stop. I have been so rigidly consistent. Remember when PewDiePie dropped that N-bomb? I'm pretty sure we can go look up the YouTube video right fucking now where I said, oh, PewDiePie, I don't know if he's a racist or not. Like maybe he is. He's probably not. I don't know. He probably just says the N-word a lot. Like I've literally had this position all the fucking time. That like I'm not gonna sit there and instantly go, oh, that person 100% fucking Nazi. Oh, that person 100% fucking crypto-fascist. I can tell by the way that they're negotiating these online platforms that they're definitely utilizing. Like, no, I never fucking do this shit. That's insanity, dude.
Okay,
there are tons of people that get caught up in dumb shit like this.
100% a crypto-fascist either. I'm just saying she's played fast and loose, and she's played fast and loose consistently with the alt-right memes in a similar fashion to JonTron, and I don't think it's as...
Who's JonTron? What?
Okay, you don't have to know who JonTron is. I'm making a point to Destiny and his community. My point is, like this is in a lot of ways no different than that situation, right? Am I crazy here? Don't you think that? Don't you think that like the amount of things that she has said and done in the past are quite similar to JonTron and the way that he was radicalized on the internet?
Yeah, but there's a difference. JonTron is like currently doing it. If JonTron were to come out and be like,
of course, but don't give, but again,
you only gave me screenshots of her from 2 years ago. Yeah, that absolutely is the point.
Is she not a normie in your eyes? Is she or is she not a normie?
Can I say something?
Sorry, go ahead.
Pushing the same kind of rhetoric that if she's pushing even worse things than JonTron in the past, is she or is she not a normie? Did she grow up on the internet, or did she grow up in a Baptist family and totally away from the internet?
Hassan, I said what I said about the internet, and I grew up. I'm not a normie. I know what memes are. I just didn't know they were so deep. I'm not a part of the political thing. I've never cared about politics. And like I said, like I didn't know what dog whistling was. I still don't know the difference between the left and the right. Like I didn't know these things that could be taken like double standards. I didn't know a picture of a clown meant that I was advocating for Nazism. I didn't know that a picture of a fucking dude with his hands like in the gimme gimme formation meant that I was anti-Semitic. Like I didn't know any of those things until people started roasting me and just immediately assuming things. Then I looked into it and I saw, yeah, these are different. It doesn't mean that I'm not like. It doesn't mean that I'm a normie. It just means that I just didn't care to learn about those things because I didn't take the internet that serious.
So when you say bye-bye illegals, do you not understand what that means? Or was that just a sequence of words that you forgot with the SSRIs?
No, that's just I
When you
think
took a photo of
something
your
my ex used to
ex-boyfriend who
say
used to
that.
work for Milo Yiannopoulos and said bye-bye illegals, what do you think that meant? Did you think that that was inherently a political statement, or did you think that that was just like some shit, you know, whatever, who cares?
Something that I posted to make my ex laugh because that's something that he would say a lot. Also,
Interesting.
something that I said when I wasn't
How far would
streaming,
you
I
go
didn't
to make your
have.
ex laugh then? So now it's not actually something that you were socially conditioned.
Would you
but
kill an
something that you
illegal
were just
immigrant
doing
to make your ex?
laugh.
Is that the next question?
What?
Wait, you're gonna ask her if she would kill an illegal immigrant next? Would you skin him alive to make your ex laugh? Where are we going with this line of questioning?
No, that's not what my next question was. My question was actually going to be, now you're again refusing to take responsibility for the statements and pushing it over to your ex.
It's not a matter of refusing to take responsibility for the.
why I
It's
did
not a
it.
matter of refusing to take.
Like,
It's not a matter of
like-
refusing to take responsibility for the statements. It's a matter of like. So I'm gonna guess that he would be like, "Hey, this is probably a shitty thing to say. You probably shouldn't say anymore, right?" Yes, but that doesn't seem to be the type of apologies that people push for. It's normally like, "Hey, you do acknowledge that you fucking hated illegals and you were fucking racist and fucking horrible, and you're gonna apologize for that, right?" That's like
Is
the
that
type.
what I said, or did I
Yes,
say
that's
don't
the
use it
subtext
as
of what you.
inherently
Yeah,
political
yes,
statement?
that's the subtext of generally what goes along with those types of apologies. I know because I've been on that end a million fucking times, dog. Why do you think I was a fucking libertarian for so fucking long in my life? When people come at me for saying, you know, like the word fag or whatever, you know, people are never saying like, "Hey, Destiny, you need to chill because like your language can be hurtful, blah, 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 blah." No, it's like, "Destiny, you're literally fucking homophobic. You literally fucking hate gay people. You literally blah, 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 blah. Why don't you ever apologize?" Like, well, fuck. Well, I don't fucking hate gay people. I'm not gonna fucking apologize for that. What the fuck do you mean?
Okay, Destiny. Again, I understand that you see a lot of yourself in Emma's predicament, and I did too originally. But you did a lot of introspection and recognized that it was harmful behavior and literally stopped and fought against all of the things that you had said. In this instance, there is still a recognition element that is missing. That was my entire point. I wasn't saying that she's gonna fucking skin people alive. I'm just saying that.
So me coming on your stream and talking
pushing
about it,
the responsibility
me coming on
off to
Destiny's stream and
others.
talking about it isn't recognition. Me actually talking about it after those things happened, after ignoring them and like moving on with my image and trying just to ignore those things, me like actually talking about them for once in like how many years is not recognition? Or is it not recognition because I didn't apologize yet?
No, it's not recognition because you keep blaming it on other things rather than being like, "Hey, honestly, if you're going to blame it on other things, you can literally say, "Hey, it's memes on the internet and it's really fucked up, and I did not realize that this was racist behavior when I was saying the N-word and all of these other things, and you know, throwing up the OK sign on my Twitter as early as like multiple times, as early as like 2017, saying
And literally-
bye illegal as I took a photo of a dude I dated who actually fucking wrote for Milo Yiannopoulos. Like all of these things, you're literally using the just memes defense, but you're not even saying that they're just memes. You're just saying that like you didn't know that they were even memes.
She's not saying she didn't know they were memes. She's saying she didn't know it was a fucking dog whistle for this extremist shit. I mean, like, do you think like somebody like Richard Lewis is legitimately like a white nationalist, or Tim Pool? They're not, but they're useful idiots because that's the entire goal of this type of shit.
White nationalist, but I'm saying that it is rather suspicious that she has hung out with legitimate white nationalists, consistently promoted white nationalist stuff.
Yeah, but we
said
only dated
things
for
that white
2 weeks
nationalists
and
would
we
say,
never talked
and
about
then
politics.
turn around and not even admit that those are. Turn around and not have the decency to say, "Hey, these were fucking terrible things. Now that you've described this to me, and I'm really sorry for it,"
Which
instead of
is what
saying
I
like,
was
"Oh, I was
gonna
gonna
do
say
to my
sorry to my own."
community.
I was gonna say sorry on my own stream, or
Well,
whatever.
Yeah, because
Later down the line, while
This
also
isn't the place.
completely
Apologize now, just
dismissing
people-
those statements on your stream.
Like what? What?
Like, you literally did not admit to saying any of those things, and now you guys are trying to all fucking gaslight me by making it seem like you actually did admit to those things. And I'm sorry for not fucking stepping down from this point, but I mean, was
So
I not?
I'm not allowed to
was I
give
not
a formal
watching this
apology
fucking,
on my
debate or
own
conversation?
accord?
I don't think she's a Nazi, guys. Okay, I don't think Emmia is a Nazi. I don't think she's a crypto-fascist. I think she was just like a regular old racist. Okay. And participated in the memes because she thought they were edgy. There are plenty of people who do this, okay? Destiny was lightly kind of one of those people. Maybe he was unaware, or maybe he was aware. It doesn't matter. Ultimately, he said, "This is bad," and is working against it now. But he said, "This is bad, and I did these things. I said these things." That is an incredibly important part of this redemption arc. What are we doing now? We're going to let people say, like, "I never actually said these things," or "It was SSRIs." Okay, it's cool when Roseanne Barr said it too.
Do you really think she's comparable to Roseanne Barr?
Do I really think she's comparable to Roseanne Barr? Roseanne Barr used the exact same defense, and we all laughed at it because we thought it was ridiculous.
Okay.
Yes, I do actually think she's comparable to Roseanne Barr. As a matter of fact, I think she said worse things than Roseanne Barr.
Because of the 2 chat logs and Overrussell?
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Maybe I have to go back and look. But Roseanne Barr said a lot of like insanely fucking crazy shit, right? Like, not like shared a meme, but like was like blatantly. Am I wrong, guys? Wait, what was she under heat for? Can somebody please link me the tweets? Because I might be misremembering this.
She likened a half-black, half-Iranian woman, Valerie Jarrett, to Planet of the Apes and the Muslim Brotherhood.
Didn't she say more than that as well? Weren't there other...
Like, saying the N-word a bunch of times is probably worse than that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I said it twice from the chat logs that you've shown. One was just a fake screenshot. So me saying it twice in a Twitch chat 2 years ago is comparable to someone who's like that, like you're explaining? How?
Sorry, I wasn't. Did anyone say anything? I had to walk away to get nicotine gum.
I did. So me saying that word twice is comparable to that woman saying those things. Just
Roseanne Barr is literally using like hashtag Pizzagate and hashtag Pedogate. You really see these two people on the same level?
Okay, we're losing.
Not
we're
the
losing
same level.
sight
He
of the
called me
subject.
worse
The reason
than
why I
her.
made that comparison is because that was her fucking. That was literally her saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, I was using SSRIs."
Okay.
But I'm worse than her because of what I said compared to what.
No,
she
your
said.
defense is the same, and it was stupid when she said it, and it was stupid when you said it as well. That's the whole point.
It wasn't a defense. It was an explanation. I wasn't using it as an excuse. I was just trying to explain why it's hard for me to remember those things. My point of coming on here and talking about those stuff wasn't to be put on trial and sit here and be forced to apologize about things. It was just to talk to Destiny about what he would do in that situation.
Yeah, it just look.
That-
Honestly, I was nicer than Destiny was originally to you.
No, you weren't.
because
You
I
forced
genuinely
Green
thought that it was. I genuinely thought that like you felt embarrassed or you felt like all of this
I
shit
am
came up while we were
embarrassed.
having a conversation. So I was willing to give you the benefit of that. But when you went on Destiny stream to talk about, to not admit that you had said any of those things and to again not take on that responsibility made me feel like you were just running the apology tour, make yourself look like a victim so you can win over at least like 30% of Destiny's audience, have them come and watch your stream. I'm sorry, but that's literally what it looks like.
And this
I
is why
wanted to
didn't
give you the
wanna
benefit
talk
of
about
that. I
the
literally
stream.
did give you the benefit of that originally, but now it just looks like you're just trying to say like, hey, crypto-fascist memes, all these things that I've done in the past, they're all just
You
happy
really think
mistakes or
this-
coincidences. I'm not responsible for it, but I'm also going to get better for it. And now 30% of like the 9,000 people that are watching are going to come into your stream and be like, Emmia, you're so fucking right. Here's a tier 3
You really
subscription.
think that that's what's gonna happen from this? Have you not been reading the chat the whole entire time?
Yes,
Why the
I have
fuck
been
would I
reading
put
the chat.
myself in
There are-
that situation
there are
twice?
people who are defending you.
Oh,
and
the couple people saying, yeah, wait, no, Emmia, you can't do nothing wrong. I never fucking said I never did anything wrong. Never once. Why would I put myself in that situation twice? I already got fucking death threats from your community. People calling me a Nazi, people coming in my chat and calling me a racist.
What
Why would
did I
put
what
myself
did I
in that
tell my
situation
community
twice?
when you
No,
were
wait,
there
wait,
and also
wait,
after
no.
you were gone?
No,
Not to go so
The
fucking
way that
hard on you, right?
No, the
Did I
way
not say
that
that?
you acted.
I literally said, hey, guys, don't go fucking off on her. And by the way, my community, there were people in Destiny's subreddit who were calling me a fucking idiot for not going off on you as hard as and not going off harder on you. Okay? So don't act like this was me or my community.
I never said, oh my god. I'm saying, why would I put myself in that situation twice? There's nothing profitable from this. I was genuinely asking him questions about how I should, how I should think, or how other people should think, or why do they think the way that they think. For my own growth, not for my face, not for my image. It was for me to understand what I have to do from it and make that decision. I'm not gonna be forced into a decision just because you think I should and be held at your standards.
I'm not trying to hold you to my standards. I'm trying to hold you to the bottom of the barrel, lowest standards possible. which is
Not really, because
which
you
which
just-
gives you an out to literally say, hey, I'm sorry. And now you're gonna make it seem like you already said you're sorry after
No,
we
I
had
didn't.
this
I told you that I
conversation.
would. Oh my god! I told you that I'm not gonna sit here and apologize just because I feel like I'm being forced to apologize in front of people. I said that I would.
It just seems
take
really
as it
fake,
is.
Emmia. I'm sorry. I want to believe you. I obviously I don't give a shit about
If
like
I were to
another
say
person
I'm sorry
being.
right now, you would just say it's fake. I don't believe you, Emmia. You're just doing this.
No,
because
I
we're
wish you
pressing
did it in the moment, though. I wish then I would have 1,000%. You can go back and look at the fucking logs. I would have been like, guys, if she literally said, these are the things I said, and I'm sorry. If you look back at the logs from like 2 hours ago, you'll see like if she literally was like, hey, I said these things. I'm fucking sorry about them. I'm trying to get better. Can we please move on? That would have been 1,000% preferable to what you did.
No, I think it's better for me and the people who actually support me if I apologize to them directly first, and not just to
Okay.
people who already think poorly of me. To me going
Okay.
on my social
So
media. and
apologizing to them
apologizing-
is a beautiful thing, and I'm glad that you're thinking and considering your community and wanting to apologize to them. But that doesn't change the fact that you literally denied responsibility moments prior to that. Even if you went on your stream and maybe got like a host from Destiny, a little bit of boost from Destiny after that to apologize to your community, you still denied the responsibility earlier on. So I mean, why are we going back to the same exact arguments over and over again?
Because you keep bringing it up.
because you won't see my side, I guess. You won't
No, I
admit
see
to
your
it.
side, and I understand what you're trying to do, but it, like, just like how it was when I was asking you questions, it feels like you're just pushing what you think. And like, if I don't do what you
What do
think
you
I
think
can do,
I
then
think?
I'm automatically wrong.
What do you think I think?
About everything?
A person who's been in Destiny's community for an extended period of time has come in and out. A person who literally said that they don't know what the word SJW means, despite the fact that they dated
I've never
Milo
been in
Yiannopoulos'
Destiny's community.
writer.
in and out.
Like, I mean, a person who's like throwing up a lot of those crypto-fash memes, right? But then suspiciously doesn't
Very well
understand
said.
one of the most one of the most basic, bottom of the barrel, low tier fucking memes that everyone throws around. So do you have selective memory loss when it comes to SJWs, but don't have selective memory loss when it comes to throwing
No,
up
I
the
just
OK
didn't
sign or
care.
throwing up all these other fucking memes? It's just so inconsistent, which is precisely what my problem is.
No.
Wait, sorry to interrupt. As like Destiny GG historian, you were in the community in 2016, or like
not true at all. You guys
Well, I
posted.
have-
that, but
I have a
wasn't in the
YouTube video.
There's
community.
video. There's a
Do you
YouTube
want the video?
of you, Emmia. You're doing it
Of doing
again.
what? Of me talking
of
to
you
Bomb
literally
Jam?
talking to like a TeamSpeak full of Destiny GG.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or of talking to TeamSpeak after the Bomb Gym thing?
Yeah, that's still in,
Me
like,
going in the Discord and talking to you guys once isn't being in the community.
I don't think you
wasn't
talked
in
to
and
us
out of the
once. I think you were a
streams.
frequent community member in the Discord.
Is there multiple videos or just one video?
I don't think people
Come
took-
on,
always
Emmia.
took
You're doing
video
it
of the
again. You're
TeamSpeak.
like.
I'm not doing it, Hassan. I'm trying to figure it out, dude.
What? So when she messaged me, she literally acknowledged this in the first like Twitter DM she sent me. So I mean, like, I don't think she's lying about this. Like, she's literally said as much.
Okay, I just didn't think she was because she was saying I've never been in the community.
Sure.
so-
I think when she says she's never been in the community, when someone says been in the community, like,
She means it in post
That's
like every
in and
single day.
out.
yeah, or like been like an active member of the community, not like, oh, I've intersected with it twice. Like, there are a lot of streamers that I've like intersected with like a few times, but I wouldn't say that
But
like
you weren't
I'm
in the
part of their community.
I think that's
And I think Emma, from what I remember, because I remember those dumb fucking memes as well. Like, I feel like she was like a thing in our like community for like
she was
a
there
few
for like
days.
a month, I think.
Was it a
Oh, you
month?
really think a few days?
I thought it was
believe
like
that she
Bomb
was
Jam
around
talked
for,
to her
like,
It was
once, and there was like a lot
I
of.
talked to Bomb Jim once on stream. He told me to join the Discord and talk to a couple people, and that was it.
It's been a long time, so I'm probably gonna misremember it. But I feel like she was definitely there
Well,
for
don't
weeks
say
to
that
a
because
month.
Hassan will attack you for if you just say you don't remember. You're not
Well,
allowed
no,
to
because I'm not gonna give a
things.
dumb fuck
No,
defense
you're
against
right.
some
I always
SSRIs,
attack
okay?
people for memory loss. That's actually my most passionate subject is people
I'm
who,
just saying,
who have
don't use it
memory
as a-
loss. You're right, Emmia. You're definitely
Because if I
making
can't
yourself
do it, then
seem
you
really
can't.
innocent when you say stuff like that.
I'm just saying, if I can't use it, then he can't either. You have to remember. Doesn't matter how long ago it was.
I feel like I have a recollection of me using racist terms in the past. I don't think I just forgot every one like you try to claim, I think. So I think
No,
that's like
I-
a big difference.
So twice. You don't
Emmia,
think
what you're
using it
not, what
twice?
you're not seeming to understand is like you're literally surrounded by people who are fucking gamers and have used gamer words quite recently even, and have recollection for it and admit that and literally say that they were wrong for doing that. You have missed out. Like you're missing like the last, like maybe 50 to 65% of that conversation. Okay, that's what's important here.
No, I can sit here and say that I have said things that are racist and rude to my friends as like jokes, but not like in public, like in a chat log, like on Twitch. That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, you
like,
did say it on Twitch.
twice, says the Over Russell logs.
Well, was that on Twitch or in a DGG room?
I think those were
Oh, that was on
Twitch
Twitch.
logs,
That
but
was
I'm
on
not
Twitch.
sure.
Never mind. That wasn't-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying by me saying it. Like I can't sit here and remember and tell you like exactly the quote, date, and time that I've said that.
I don't think anybody was asking you for that. I think they were just asking you to own up to I've said some racist shit and I'm dumb and I apologize. And
We're
I'm
on
done.
the internet.
said-
Everyone has said everyone is dumb. Everyone has said racist shit. Like everyone's done it. It's okay. What's not okay, I mean, that's still technically not okay, but what's definitely not okay is saying, no, I never said it, then saying, oh, I might have said it, then saying, oh, I've only said it twice, then saying, like, with every instance of pushback, changing the narrative over and over again, and moving your side, and changing your argument, and then arguing in bad faith from that perspective. This is the problem. Just be open, like be transparent. This is a forgiving community.
I think the problem though is that like
I was open-minded to everything that you were saying, and until your non-apology triggered the fuck out of me because it just seemed like you didn't care about the consequences of your actions. You literally saying, "Who am I supposed to apologize to?" When having this conversation with Destiny is indicative that you don't feel the need to apologize about anything, really.
A forgiving community, so that's why they're bringing up the
like just because someone is upset at you doesn't mean you can't change their minds. You're obviously trying to change people's minds by portraying yourself as a victim in this conversation, so you understand that people's minds can be changed, right?
No, actually, I think that was explicitly not her goal, right? That's why she doesn't want to fucking apologize here or do any of that shit here. She just wants to figure out what she should do moving forward.
Yes, her goal is not to change people's minds by asking for forgiveness. Her goal is to play the victim.
I don't think
No, it's not to
what I'm
change
saying.
people's minds in these kinds of communities, but because you can't. Because it's fucking cancer, and you absolutely can. It'd be a waste of time to do so.
Yikes, Destiny. Okay.
I mean, we can go and break. There was a week's worth of Chapo Trap House threads on me that said that I want to fuck 19-year-olds, that I abandoned my fucking kid. Like, fucking Christ. I've got like 7,000 videos over 10 fucking years. Well, maybe over the past like 4 or 5 years of me doing like progressive work. Like, fuck it, dude. If I haven't changed people's minds, why the fuck would I tell anybody else to waste their time on it? Fuck that shit, dude. And I'll maintain that position. Left-leaning communities are just as cancerous as right-leaning communities when it comes to online discourse. I would never recommend anybody waste their fucking time trying to like win the approval of these cancerous fucking communities. No fucking way.
It's not about... Holy shit. Okay. It's not about... Destiny, come on, dude. Come on, dude. Like, we had this conversation already.
So you think
and I
people...
both engage in the same thing. We hyper-focus on all the fucking negative elements and don't look at all the people who are like, no, that's not true. You guys are being fucking insane. I'm a Chapo cell myself, and I think that it's fucking
you think I'm hyper-focusing?
insane.
We can go over those threads if you want.
The subreddit who openly stated to you and to them as well that they were being fucking ridiculous.
I mean, we can go over like all fucking 5 or 6
your
threads.
subreddit does the same exact shit to me. I jokingly make fun of them and call them omni-libtards
Firstly,
or whatever.
okay,
but I know that deep down inside that they mean well.
Firstly, I look out for this and I ban people that do it. But secondly, they don't really do it that often. It's barely. I'm barely proud of them for this. But usually when people ad hom attack you, usually that's downvoted. We actually explicitly had this conversation before because somebody posted a thread where they were critical about debate or some shit, and I saw one comment in there where the guy said that you were stupid, and he was downvoted to the very fucking bottom of the thread. So no, I don't let those threads stand, and I don't let those types of attacks stand. Even on people like Ben Shapiro, I don't like it when people like make like, you know, short jokes or whatever, because I think it's really stupid. So no, I don't think that they're exactly the same as like the people in Chapo or whatever. Sometimes.
Okay, your subreddit and my subreddit are entirely different than like your subreddit and Chapo as well, because like we share a lot of audience members. But my point is, you're hyper focusing on a couple subreddit posts, right? And the upvotes in that subreddit post by like faceless, fucking God knows who, writing a bunch of shit and then painting it as like the entirety of the left, when there are plenty of people in the left who not only support you, but even support you through some of the dumber takes that you make that you personally admit are supposed to be inflammatory, so you can trigger the leftists in your
Firstly,
community.
I
and get them to
never
get the
have
fuck out of your
takes.
community.
Firstly, I never have takes that are only inflammatory. I stand by everything I've said, unless I've legitimately changed my mind on it. Firstly,
Literally
secondly,
said the workers
to
are
sit
dumb
here.
thing is just to exclusively trigger the leftists and have them leave your community.
Because
when we had a
okay,
conversation.
firstly, you literally just went on TV in an interview and said you wouldn't vote for Biden over Trump. How are you going to pretend that people here are like equally divisive on both sides? Like, it is absolutely not the case. Like, people on the left purity test and go into this shit way fucking harder than people on the right do. It's why the right have always been more politically effective than people on the left.
I made a wait. Do you think that's the same as? Hold on, I'm confused. Do you think that's the same as saying workers are dumb? Like all workers are fucking dumb, or
No,
managers
these are
just,
two
like,
separate
much
points.
smarter
I'm
than
responding.
workers?
First of all, I never said managers are much smarter than workers.
I literally stated why I think it's fucking terrible, because it will go back to business as usual politics, which is the same fucking system, the same structure that gave us Donald Trump to begin with. And the next time around, it's going to be a much worse person than Donald Trump. I followed up my sentiment with actual facts as to why I feel the way I do about a Joe Biden presidency or a Joe Biden candidacy for the Democratic Party, which could likely
So when you look at like all of the LGBT people, so when you look at like LGBT people in the United States, or women that might lose like the ability to have an abortion, right? Because maybe Ruth Ginsburg's or whatever drops dead, and we have a new Supreme Court justice next year, and you're like, oh well, fuck it, you know? I mean, I just didn't want things to go back to usual, so you know, I'm not going to support the Democratic candidate because you know, fuck it, because LOL, like we're not being
I said I'm
extreme enough.
considering it, by the way. That's not the same as like I'm not going to fucking support Joe Biden.
We could go back and watch it, but I'm almost positive that you said that you wouldn't vote for Joe Biden. That you said you would like go shack up and live in the woods somewhere, which is cool because you have the privilege to do so.
But I said I'm considering not voting for Joe Biden and living up in the woods and living in an anarcho-primitivist lifestyle, which is like the second. It's a meme, dude.
Okay.
I think you said that you wouldn't vote for Joe Biden. I did watch that as well.
I love everyone in here so much. Okay, I hope you.
By the way,
all know
guys, just for the record, I'm also not gonna live in the woods. Okay, I'm not actually gonna do an anarcho-primitivist lifestyle.
My face when we sit here and we meme about not voting for the person that gets elected as a Democratic primary because that's just a meme. But Bernie bros literally fucking switched sides in some cases and voted for Trump in the last election. But it's just a meme, guys. LOL. But when the right does it, it's not memes. It's serious. But when the left does it, LOL. It's just a meme.
Fucking dipshits in the Bernie community as well. That's absolutely preposterous. I'm saying abstaining is not the same as fucking not going out and voting for an actual fucking a proto-fascist. That's crazy.
What is
More
voting for?
people in the Hillary camp voted for more people in the Hillary camp in 2008 voted for McCain than Bernie bros voted for Trump. So, I mean, this is a much larger, much more complex problem. But we can absolutely have an argument about this if you want. I mean, I've done it a million times.
Wait, an argument about not supporting Biden in the primaries?
Not supporting Biden or abstaining from voting, or why I would potentially abstain from voting.
Wait, okay, I'm so curious how you can possibly defend abstaining from voting when it's Biden, if it was Biden versus Trump.
Okay, perfect example of this is, well, one, I think that most of the supposedly quote unquote liberal judges are still going to and have historically voted. They're still going to be relatively conservative. And Merrick Garland was a perfect example of this when Barack Obama literally put forward a moderate, technically kind of conservative justice in an effort to gain clout within the Republican Party and have them vote for it. So I don't think that the difference is going to be gigantic in regards to a Republican justice in comparison to a Democratic moderate justice they're going to put out. There could be certain things that get rolled back. Ultimately, I don't believe that will. Ultimately, I don't believe that if it interferes with the interest of capital, with the corporations, they're still never going to push for anything that will damage the status quo in a meaningful way. Okay, so that's one. Two, beyond that, and
just for the record, I say, okay, I understand your reason. I could not disagree with this more. I think this is like one of the most hilariously stupid things. When people on the alt-right would literally cheer for any Republican candidate to get through, and we're literally saying that we would take Donald Trump over Biden because it doesn't deal with capitalism or so. I don't even know.
Don't you see? Okay, so this is a two-pronged problem, but don't you see that like Donald Trump came to power because we didn't fucking push hard enough on the left? And it is still the exact same concessions that we're giving to Republicans over and over again by putting forward a candidate like Joe Biden, who is not only a fucking dumbass, who goes back on things like the Hyde Amendment after talking to his campaign manager in a matter of like 3 days, but also the only legislation he has been able to pass or write is incredibly damaging and technically more conservative than anything that Barack Obama did. So this dude is like basically a fucking Republican. And that's my frustration, is that because of people not fighting back and not saying in the middle of the primaries that like, I won't fucking vote for Joe Biden. Fuck this piece of shit. And trying to fucking move the Democratic Party to a position where leftist populism can actually gain some momentum and get people to vote for the fucking Democrats rather than abstain, because most people are not voting anyway, it is dumb. That is my political perspective. That is my political analysis.
Do you see how some people that might be caught in areas where like the outcomes of these elections are actually like vitally important might like take issue with what you're saying? That there might be like an actual working class person who doesn't spend all of his days LARPing online about socialism that really wants affordable healthcare or really doesn't want to see the ability for somebody in their family to get an abortion.
Dude, Joe Biden literally is not even for Medicare for all. What the fuck are you talking about?
If we were to sit here and we were to assign a probability, firstly, he's not, but he could get pushed towards it, right? Which is exactly what happened. Which is, are you not going to pretend that this isn't exactly what happened to Hillary Clinton when she debated Bernie time and time and time again? She got pushed to 15 an hour minimum wage. I'm pretty sure she got pushed a little bit more extreme on her position on healthcare as well. This is exactly what the whole point of the primary process is. Firstly, secondly, even if he wasn't for healthcare for all, who do you think is going to be a better advocate of healthcare for the average American citizen? Fucking somebody like Donald Trump or somebody like Joe Biden? Like, is he an establishment Democrat? Sure. Do establishment Democrats have shitty positions? Sure. But holy fuck, how fucking lucky are you to be in a position in your life where like, oh, well, I don't give a fuck who gets elected because he's not my fucking guy. And fuck everybody else that might have important social issues that are actually going to ruin their fucking lives because this guy doesn't fall in line and as hardcore as you wanted to be. Like, that's absolutely fucking insane to me. It is the most privileged fucking position you could ever possibly take.
This mentality, I don't give a fuck about Bernie Sanders for being a socialist. Just for the record, I don't care about Bernie Sanders because, oh my God, he's a socialist. I care about Bernie Sanders because he potentially has the possibility of getting elected, and he understands what must be done, what is a necessity to push for actual fucking social democratic reforms that you and I both agree on. It is preposterous to assume that Joe Biden would do anything but that when he has signaled over and over and over again at a time when Medicare for all is polling at 80% that he's not going to do that. A person who literally came out and said, I don't give a fuck about millennials, man. Like, that's the way he started his campaign. A person who commended Paul Ryan for saying that he would cut Social Security and Medicaid. And now you're defending this person and saying that this is better than Donald Trump. No, it's
because
not.
For every one quote you give me about Biden having...
This has precisely been the Democratic Party's position. There are entire books written about this. I suggest you read them, like Ryan Grimm's We Got People, which I interviewed recently. If you don't want to read the book, you can just watch the fucking interview on my YouTube. But, like, this is like...
Okay, at the very least, sure, at the very least, don't LARP as a reformer then. Because what you're giving me is full-on revolutionary propaganda. Like, that's what you're giving me. You're saying, fuck the system, fuck any small measurable gains we make. We need to literally
abstain from voting.
Yes, that's literally the acceleration. You're giving me you are giving me the accelerationist position. You don't care if the whole fucking system falls down. You don't want to make any incremental changes. No, Biden's not enough, so you're going to abstain from voting.
We have to push for fucking pressure at some points, Destiny. We have to push the Democratic Party, which is certainly benefiting from Trump's existence right now and not even fucking pushing for impeachment, not even doing all the things that are necessary and actually defending the Constitution, which they apparently care about, but not really so much so that they'll attack Donald Trump on it. Like actually pushing the Democratic Party further to the left so we can actually win some fucking elections. I'm doing this because I understand for the past 20 years, it's third way politics. The neoliberalism in the Democratic Party has corrupted the entire institution, where the Democratic Party is more interested in being the controlled opposition and maintaining power rather than actually doing something that could be populist but could potentially damage their reputation within corporate beneficiaries that they currently represent over the people.
Yeah, I understand your issues with the corporations and your issues with the capitalism. It just comes off to me as an incredibly lucky position to be able to say, I don't care where we fall on these political issues in the future because it's not far enough for me. But maybe you think that's like the politically effective way forward, and I guess maybe we just disagree on that. It seems like the right has been playing the entire opposite game the entire time, and they've been moving further and further right as a process. Like, if people on the right had the same idea that you did, they would have never supported...
The right is playing the radicalization game. The right is conceding to the more radical elements in their fucking party. That's why.
Yeah, but it's a give and take because the radical, but the radical elements of the party are also okay conceding to the less radical elements of the party. Like, it's a two-way street. It's why they're so politically effective, because they can all work together. That's been my whole point.
I know, but Destiny, you're not seeing the point. The point is that the right is getting more radical, and they're pushing the country further to the right, and they have done so for the past 20 years effectively, And also they've been able to do this because the left consistently tries to fucking concede by putting up people like Joe Biden.
Okay, I love you, Hasan.
How can you not see this? I'm so confused.
I would never dream of more years of Trump, I guess. I don't know. And I can't see like just avoiding like Joe Biden because he's not like far left enough for me as like a reason why I would seriously consider not voting for somebody to get Trump out of office. But
Should I leave the call?
no, I have to leave soon anyway. Give us what are your final Emmia thoughts? What do you want to do anything else with that? What do you?
Yeah, I just it feels weird apologizing after like you get exposed for stuff because it doesn't seem genuine, and I didn't want to just apologize to people who aren't gonna take my apology seriously anyways, or say that I'm only doing it to save face or doing damage control by apologizing. I wanted to do it in my own like standards, in my own good faith, and to like people who actually like are interested in seeing a change and actually will believe it instead. That's the only reason why I didn't say anything.
God damn it! I was supposed to be fucking streaming this entire time. That's like so much
You
lost
fucked your shit up,
hours.
dude.
So many fucking lost hours. God
Now
damn
you're
it.
thinking like a capitalist. I like it. Good job.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Okay.
So Destiny wins again. Hasan lost, everybody.
Wait, what? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Are you kidding me? We will have many more conversations around this very subject soon. All right, I started streaming.
Okay.
But yeah, that is ridiculous.
Okay, well, listen, I've appreciated all of you. I enjoyed the conversations. I'm going to go to this mail conference that Hasan is ditching me at, by the way.
Yeah, because
Hasan always did.
I would rather not spend my time arguing with fucking the likes of Owen Benjamin and look, I think it's admirable that you're doing what you're doing. And we had this conversation before, but like I said, I would rather advocate for the things I believe in than even be in a position where I have to concede to certain points from like the likes of Owen Benjamin and legitimize them as well.
Okay. All right. Okay. I love all of you very much. Thank you for the wonderful
But
conversation.
yeah, good luck. And I obviously support you 100%.
Okay, thanks. Have fun. Peace out.
All right.